Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to this small video on how to make a Frenchcore bassline. Since there was that interest after I asked if y'all wanna see how to make one. Yeah, so here we are making a Frenchcore bassline with a Serum. You can also use Vital if you would like to. That is pretty much actually the same, like just need one oscillator and there's basically whatever you need or anything you need. So let's start. The first thing I usually do is crank it down to -2 octaves, so we get this. I also already got the bassline set. Oh, gotta get rid of the punch. So it sounds like this. Basically what we need. Now we get rid of the random, the phase, blend, and detune. We don't want to have those. So what we want to do basically is get a shape for our oscillator. And for that I will just use a picture. You can use pretty much anything you can find here. I usually use PWM MDC. That is a pretty good one to start with. And so let's begin with what do we gotta do. So we have this now, how we want to have it. If we play it now, it sounds like this. Already sounds pretty cool. But if we play it with a punch, it sounds like this. It doesn't really have this bass line since it's completely fading over the kick. So what I usually do is get on the first LFO and make this kind of shape. Just like this. Pretty easy. And that you want to put on the level, crank it all the way to 0 and then this knob right here to 100. Now it sounds like this. And if we play it with the punch, now we have something set. That is pretty much the first part on this side right here. You can change it with the position as well if you have the trench or the MDC here. Then you can play with the position on it to get a different sound, like put it on 1 again and play it. I like that sound. This is pretty cool. Then you can also use, for example, a bend plus minus to also change the sound of that. But yeah, let's go to the effects. These are pretty much our main part that we want to change. So the first is going to be the distortion on a 0 square with a full drive. And then we want to get pre and put it to high pass. Here we're going to go for 121 and 07 to get this sound. Already pretty nice. Now we get the hyper dimension. And here we also want to get our LFO and put it on here. Crank this down to like right here and 100. Leave it like how it is. Just put the rate all the way down. Now it still sounds a little bit too high. This is what we're gonna fix now. We wanna get a compressor, a EQ, and a filter. And that is pretty much everything you need for the effects to have it sound good. For our compressor we use multiband, put the gain a little bit up to like 1.4, up to 2.5. The release we leave, the attack as well, ratio we wanna get like 1.5, between 1.4 and 1.7. And the threshold, like how it is. For our EQ, we want to put the gain here a little bit higher, the frequency a little bit lower, and here we want to crank this a little bit higher, and the gain as well. For our filter, we want to keep it like that and put this all the way up. The resonance, we'll leave it like that. The drive a little bit higher to like between 30% and 40. The fat like how it is, and the panning as well. And now we have this. This is pretty much it. There's not really much you gotta do. In the matrix we obviously have a little bit more that we can do, but there is not really much. It's usually about the LFO that you can find here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And if we play it like this, And then you can also play around with how it sounds, as well as I mentioned, with a band and with the positioning. So let me play around with it for a bit. Pretty much like this one already, so if we put the punch again, we have this. Now let's get the lead in and a anti-kick. And I'm also gonna get this one right here, and then it sounds like this if we combine everything together. And that should sound pretty okay. Obviously there is not really much for the lead since it's only one, so let me fix that. Alright, I added a few more layers onto my lead, and if we play everything now, it should sound a little bit better. So if we wanna go for a full mix, it would technically sound like that. Just use the original from Serum for that, so yeah. But it would sound like this. And yeah, that is pretty much how you can make a Frenchcore bassline. It's pretty simple actually. And as I mentioned, you can do it with yall, you can do it pretty much with any VST you have. Like, it is really that simple. And here you can see it again. I pretty much just use a random PNG I have. So you can literally use everything. If I use a picture, like, hold up, let me show you. If I use a picture of a freaking Among Us, you can even make something with that, like. But yeah, if you found this helpful, I would definitely appreciate if you like and subscribe. And if you want to see more tutorials like this, then yeah, feel free to leave a comment. And yeah, I guess I see y'all in the next one. Peace.